little squares and rectangles, and then I cut them into these little stars, and then I fold them up like this and string them together. It's a very repetitive process. It's kind of nice. I'm kind of at the point where I'm a little tired of it. I am putting this up next Friday. Today is Saturday, so a little less than a week. I finally looked at the space again yesterday, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna need some more because it's more space than I was initially thinking. It's snowing outside. I've pretty much been doing this all day. I'm probably gonna be doing this all week. I do still have some applications due, so I'm trying to decide which I want to prioritize and which I want to not, I guess. Still trying to figure out my life logistically, and I think I'm just accepting that that is a constant state, never-ending state of figuring out. And at some point I'll probably get to the point where I feel pretty settled. But I think there's always change, and I don't know. I like a certain amount of change and uncertainty, I guess. That's what they look like. It's kind of what they sound like. I think it's pretty nice. I'm trying to think of like willow trees. I've always had this fascination with willow trees. I just think they're beautiful and like magical feeling. I don't really have the words to it. I just know the feeling of looking at a willow tree and seeing the branches move in the wind. I just think it's really beautiful and like a very unique tree. And I think a lot of people have that appreciation for willow trees. So I think I'm going to be using it kind of as a reference to some of that. The way you see the world as a child, that wonder and that interest in just beauty and being present. And yeah, I'm going to kind of use that to make an atmosphere for a space that's in the middle of, you know, just a place where people are going to class and having meetings and stuff, making artwork, and then walk through there. And then I believe that I'm going to put some paintings in there as well and kind of like have them beneath these strands, like behind these strands. And I got this like sewing, what's it called? Stitch and tear. It's like stabilizer stuff for sewing that you just tear off. But I think it's really nice paper actually. I want to make like, I want to cut out a shape and draw a figure shadow almost on it. I don't know yet. I only have a week, so we'll see. But I'm pretty excited about that. I think it could be really cool. And really I was just waiting on being able to measure the space to be sure of how I can incorporate that. But I believe that I can if I can get it done. So it's like a little hallway. On one side there's like it's like a piece of painted white plywood that kind of acts as like a bulletin board. Opposite of the bulletin board there's like this glass rectangle case. It's about eye level and it doesn't go completely to the floor or the ceiling. I think it's just a really interesting space, and there's a lot of like glass and this warm wood. So yeah, gonna see how that works. It's 7 a.m. I'm at Home Depot. Got some paint, a tarp, nothing else. I bought craft paints at Walmart and they were not working how I wanted them to work. They're kind of crumpling the material too much. So we're gonna go home and try this. I don't know where I'm gonna spray paint, but we're gonna spray paint. Good morning, Earth. I just was at a coffee shop. I drank a cold brew. I was gonna finish this application, and man, I'm feeling burnt out, which is not good because I have more to do. So I'm gonna think about how I can rest today, but also, you know, push myself. Tomorrow I am installing a little mini show exhibit, so I have a little bit to do for that still. And then the application, I couldn't actually, I'm like applying late because I started an application and then I ran out of time because I was doing so many other ones. And they emailed me and were like, still apply. So I said, okay, but then I went and the slide room won't let me in for the correct program. So if they respond to me and they let me apply, I'll apply. But if not, honestly, I don't have the energy, so it is what it is. Today was like most days. I woke up, went to a coffee shop at like 5:30 in the morning. I got a first draft done of one of the 3 at least applications I'm trying to do this week. Nearing the end of application season, which is very good because I about done talking about my art for a minute. Leads me to my next point, not really. But then I came home and I took a walk when the sun was up, which was nice. And then I went to my job. It was really slow today. Then I went straight to the college to finish the installation. And somehow I was there 15 minutes later than I said I was gonna be there. I put it up, it took me about an hour, I think, which is a lot less than I don't know, this whole thing went up pretty fast. It was like 5 hours. But compared to like a painting, you know, I mean, I spent definitely more than 5 hours making those units, but actually putting them up, yeah. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I try to take pictures and videos because I'm gonna put that in my application submissions that I have due this week.